Hey kids, it's Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. It's an absolutely beautiful day out and you can hear that the lawnmowers and the strimmers are away, so it must be a nice summer's day, so got to get out on the bike. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you may have seen a couple of weeks ago, or it might have been a few days ago, depending on when I published it, I went out and did a bit of VLOGage and Droneage on my bike, and then went out on a bit of a hot day, basically, and I had to curtail it, and I said, let's make this a two-parter. So this is going to be part two. It is sunny, but it's not quite as hot, so I'm going to get my bike out, get togged up, and we'll do part two of the VLOGage and Droneage thing. Why is it, though? I want to take the GS. Why is it that the bike you want to ride is always furthest away and hardest to get out? Anyway, let's crack on, and I'll see you on the bike in a minute. So, welcome aboard the mighty GS. Hope you can hear me okay. Quite windy, of course, with the visor open. But if I have it closed, it seems a bit impersonal. Anyway, a bit of an experiment today because I'm using new camera mounts. As you can see, I've precariously got this Hero 8 mounted on my little wind deflector here. This is an MRA Vario screen. A lot of people ask me about that. It's a great little bit of kit. But so I've actually used a sucker cup, which is a bit dubious, to mount the Hero 8, so it could come off, we don't know. And of course, this is very flappy on this screen, so if you're getting any sort of stabilised image from that camera at all, it'll be absolutely amazing. It's mounted quite high compared to me, so slightly different angle to what I'm used to. Anyway, let's open this because it's a bit warm. It's according to the sat nav 21.5 degrees, which is just perfect riding weather, isn't it? Last time I came out and did part one of this Thames Town vlog type video, it was in the low 30s, much better. I think what I'll do today is head on up again, of course, towards the Thames. I did Marlow before. I'm going to today do Henley and Hurley, two places that you've seen on my videos before if you've watched any of my past videos, because I often do bike reviews in those areas because they're lovely spots, and should be able to get the drone up. I'm also wearing slightly different kit to usual, you might have noticed. And if you are interested in the kit I'm wearing, the helmet, jacket, gloves, etc., then stick around and stay tuned to the end of the video. After my end credits thing, I'll do my now infamous fashion feature, and I'll talk you through the kit that I'm wearing, just to save me going through all that in the comments when people say, oh, what was that jacket you were wearing? So do stick around for that at the end. Oh, what an absolutely glorious day, eh? After I filmed that part one, the weather really took a turn for the worst, and we've actually had a couple of weeks now. I'm recording this in middle of July, the other video being done sort of middle of June-ish, I think, if I remember right. And we just had a couple of weeks of a lot of rain. It's really greened up the vegetation, which is nice, but it hasn't been great for riding, of course. It's been cold as well. But it looks like the British summer is back for a day at least. I'm recording this on a Sunday, so I don't know how busy it's going to be. And as I said on the last video, I feel a bit of a nana wandering about, talking to a camera that I'm holding. Something I'm clearly going to have to overcome if I'm going to make a go of this YouTube game. So I'm kind of fingers crossed it's not going to be that busy. But it being a nice day and it's lovely up by the river, I expect there will be a few people about, so I'm just going to have to overcome my nervousness. Anyway, I'm just coming into the little Buckinghamshire town of High Wycombe now. Bog standard market town. Not much to say about it really. Nothing special, but it's all very convenient. It's got everything here that you need. Sounds better than it is. Although I have to say, I've never really got my head around why it's called High Wycombe, because it's actually in a valley. So if anything, it should be called Low Wycombe. But there we go, these are the things I ponder when I'm out on the bike. Alright, give me half an hour and join me when we get nearer to Hurley, and I'll show you what it's like up there by the river. It's lovely. Okay, wind forward then about 20 minutes or so of boring dual carriageway riding, and I've just come off the A404 now, on my way to Henley on the 4130, which is a great little riding road, by the way. But just down here is a turn on the right, takes you to a place called Hurley Village, and it's somewhere that I've done lots of the walk around reviews that I do here on my channel. You may recognise it, as I say, if you've watched the channel before, but I've never taken you actually down to the river there. It's a nice spot to access the river, very popular spot for picnics and stuff. And don't feel too much of a buffoon. As I say, I'll try and get my drone up. That's the main reason for making these videos, just to give me drone a bit of exercise. I haven't done that for ages. There's also a beautiful lock down at Hurley. I don't know whether I'll be able to show that to you, but there are loads of locks on the River Thames. I think it's something like 47 all the way along the length of it. Hello, Mr. KTM rider, out for a splendid ride. And the River Thames itself, as this is a loosely Thames themed programme, if you like, the River Thames itself is tidal almost all the way through London, all the way up to Teddington Lock. It's tidal, and it has a rise and fall of something like 7 metres, so it is properly tidal. Stick that down so hopefully you can hear me better. I always forget that there's so much wind that comes into your face. Obviously when you're riding a bike with the visor open, you may not be able to hear me. You know, look at these views across here. It's beautiful and leafy here. I think technically I'm still in Buckinghamshire, but when you get to the bridge at Henley, you're in Oxfordshire, so it's on the border of those two counties. Oh, I can't tell you how much nicer. Oh, it's my turn. Nearly missed it. Can't tell you how much nicer it is to be riding in 21 degrees than it was in 34 on part 1 of this little Thames Towns vlogage. Climbing on and off the bike and setting up the drone and that was just like hard work, whereas it's an absolute pleasure today. Intrigued to see how this new camera angle comes out, whether that camera is managing to do anything in terms of stabilisation, because this is a really bumpy bit of road. Loads of cones down here for some reason to stop people parking, so I don't know what's going on. I hope I can continue down here. Splendid looking pub there, the Rising Sun. Another one there, look, the Old Bell. Pubs really hit, of course, by the whole pandemic situation. They are open again now here in the UK, but clearly their trade is going to be impacted, given you've still got to maintain social distancing and all that game. But on a day like today, I imagine the gardens will be full. Scourge of the southeast, look, traffic everywhere. Now there is a car park down here on the left. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to sneak the bike in there somewhere. If I can't, it might be an abrupt end to this bit of the video. Not sure that this counts as a white van. This is an actual full-blown white truck. Rather him than me down these little roads. Alright, fingers crossed then we can find a parking spot, and let's go and see if we can get the drone up and show you the river. In your own time, lady. Any time you like, Mrs. Nissan. You just have a little chat. Yeah, enjoy yourself. We're not waiting for you. Thank you, sir. Gee, I think I might be out of luck in here. Oh, where can I stick the bike? Oh, little Trump street twin there, look. Splendid. Looks like my normal spot is gone. Come on, mate, in the Astra, you can't park there, can you? Oh, I reckon I'll just squeeze this in the end there. Let's be cheeky. Yeah, that'll work. The joys of motorcycling, eh? Look at that. Brilliant. Right, so here we are. This is Hurley Village. Lovely little spot, as I say. And this is the bit where I get all embarrassed, because I'll probably pass some people while I'm talking to the camera here. So I just bumped into the owners of the Street Twin. So hello to you guys. Nice to meet you. Out for a ride. Never been down this way before, so nice place to find. Anyway, I'm going to get towards the river. You go down this little walkway here. It is busy, as I say. And eventually you get to the river, and I'll hopefully stick the drone up. So speak to you soon. Okay, so welcome to Hurley down by the river. Absolutely beautiful spot, as you can see. Not sure this is the most picturesque bit that you can get to here, but it is open here in terms of trees, so I should be able to get the drone up. We've got a little bridge there that I can possibly try and fly near, and there's sort of a weir thing over behind me. Anyway, let's see how we get on, and if you see some drone shots, you know it worked all right. Well, that was fun, if a little bit warm again, but lovely here in the shade. Beautiful spot down here. Anyway, hopefully you got a bit of a flavour for that. Sorry about the cheesy music once again, but hey, it's copyright free, so it doesn't cost me anything. That's why that's there. Right, I'm gonna get back on the bike and let's head for the next spot. Okay, so there we are. That was Hurley, and the spot that I usually do my little bike reviews on is just ahead of me, actually, on the corner here. But as you can see, absolutely heaving today. Super popular spot. And suitably embarrassing doing the filming there. I guess I shouldn't be embarrassed, really. The channel's had nearly 50 million views, would you believe? So I guess that makes it relatively successful in moto vlogging terms. That's where I normally do my little reviews, just there. Right, okay, moving on then. Where are we up to next then? Let's head on to somewhere else that is super popular, and somewhere else that you see a lot of on my channel when I do the bike reviews, and that is Henley, famous for its regatta. And again, lovely spot of the Thames there. I expect it's going to be really busy, so not quite sure where I'm going to get. Just while I was walking back there, I did some googling about the River Thames, and I was right, it is 45 locks on the Thames. I think that's what I said before. And believe it or not, the river has something like 86 islands in it. And one fun fact that I read as well, up at Bolter's Lock, which is where I showed you up in Maidenhead on part one of this little two-part series, if two parts makes a series. Apparently the biggest ever, I can't remember exactly what category it was, but a freshwater salmon was caught there. 14.5 pounds, holds the British record for it there. Incredible. You'd think that would have been Scotland or somewhere, but no, apparently Bolter's Lock on the Thames. And then the other thing about the River Thames that is a bit unusual, it turns out, is just the amount of water that's abstracted from it for drinking water. And when you compare it to things like the River Severn, it has far more water taken out so that we can actually drink, and that, I guess, is a function of it running through South England, one of the busiest populated parts. Right, how's it looking here? This road here up to Henley, by the way, is a beautiful biking road. If you're ever in the area, it's worth hunting out. Oh, nice to get a little bit of airflow through the jacket. 23.5 degrees now, according to the sat-nav. That'll do me, just perfect. This sky today is absolutely beautiful. This is what I class as a perfect English summer sky. Look at these fair weather cumulus bubbling up. Hopefully they're not going to be significant enough to make any showers later today. But that, to me, is what a British summer sky looks like. Don't get me wrong, I prefer a completely blue sky, but that's an English one. I like it. Alright, it's not too far along here. As I say, get to the bridge and you get over the border into Oxfordshire, and then I'm into Henley. I'm not too sure whether to go to the main car park or try and hide myself somewhere, because I do feel a bit of a numpty doing the droneage. But anyway, I'll see what I can find when I get there. So join me in 10 minutes or so when we're back at home of the regatta, Henley. Okay, well, as ever, making my way into Henley is proving to be a busy experience. Massive queue of traffic as ever, but the beauty of being on a bike means You can jump it all, or pretty much all of it. And here's the bridge and the beautiful church, which represents the border into Oxfordshire, as I said. Some traffic lights up here as well, hence the hold-ups getting in. Wow, absolutely rammed down here today. It looks super busy, which it is, but people seem to be in the main observing social distancing, he says. Oh, lots of bikes there. But if you just had a casual glance, you'd never know that there was a international pandemic on, would you? Right, I'm going to head right down the main car park here, try and get out of the way of some of the crowds if I can. Perhaps easier said than done. That turned out to be harder than expected. It's absolutely heaving here. But luckily, they have Thought motorcycles. And we've got some parking, so I'll grab my kit and let's see if we can get a loft. Right, well, that was fun. Back on terra firma. Let's head back to the bike. Okay, there we go, another video in the can. Hope you enjoyed that. If you've not been to the channel before, do consider hitting that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you along again. And don't forget my little fashion segment after the credits, afterwards, telling you all about the kit that I was wearing, just in case you're interested in that. All right, that's it for this time. Look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until then, this has been the Mr. Flyer. Cheerio. Well, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and welcome to the fashion segment, which is becoming a bit of a thing on the channel. So I'll talk you through the bits of kit that you've seen me wearing on this video, just so I don't have to answer all the comments that always ask me. So starting off then with a helmet. This here, you may have seen it before. It's a helmet from a company called LS2. I did do a review on it. I'll put a link in the corner if I can. It's called a Vector Evo. It's a mid-price sort of helmet, and the thing I like about this is that it's actually glow in the dark. This one's a luminous one, hence it's called the Firefly. But it is a great helmet. It's got one of these flip-down sun visor things, even though I have a dark visor and I tend to wear the sunglasses with it as well. But what I like about it is it's very light, 1300 grams, and it fits really well, which is the most important thing about helmets. So even though it's at the cheaper end of the spectrum, it's a great fit, and I'm a big fan of that. I use it quite a lot as a vlogging camera, hence the camera mounted on the front there. I'll stick a link below to that. It's about 150 quid, something like that, so not an expensive helmet at all. Next up, gloves. Here they are. These you've seen before. These are my racer gloves. It's a French company, and these are called the Halewoods. They're kind of what I like about them is they're flexible and protective, and they're waterproof as well. They've got all sorts of padding in the right spots, as you can see. They've got this thing called Outdry, which is their equivalent of Gore-Tex, and I just find them flexible and comfortable to wear. Again, I'll stick a link below to that. Next up, the jacket. This it's a bit overkill today really, because it's a hot day, but this is the latest in laminated technology from Oxford. This is a tri-laminated jacket. You may remember the jacket that I wore when I went on my Norway trip. That was just a 2-ply. Well, they've come out with this now. This is the equivalent of Gore-Tex Pro, if you like, but it's great value. I did take a note, actually, the price. It's called the Hinterland, this one in black and grey fluoro, and it's £270 one of these, which sounds like a lot of money, but if you compare it to the top, you know, the top brands that make the tri-laminated stuff, you know, the Danes and the Ruckers of the world, it's an awful lot cheaper. It's got a zip out liner, which I've zipped out today because it's warm, and I've got the various vents open as well, which gives a nice bit of airflow. When I'm on the bike, it's actually nice and cool. It works fantastically well in the wet as well. I had to take the bike to get it serviced this week, and it was absolutely chucking it down steroids. I stayed as dry as you like in this. All right, next up, the jeans. Let me put the camera down and show you these. So these jeans again are from Oxford. They're from their original approved range. I've showed you my black ones before. These are exactly the same but in blue. Absolutely love them. They're comfortable to wear. They just look like normal jeans when you're out and about. So you can wear them at the pub as well as on the bike, so they're excellent. What else? Oh, my boots. You may not have seen these before. Here we go. These are from a company called TCX, and they're called Jupiter boots. What I like about them is they've got this Velcro bit at the top. That means you can keep the lace out of the way. I don't like the idea of laces on bikes, and they're Gore-Tex as well. They're absolutely fab in terms of, again, comfort. You can walk around on a hot day, or if you want to go maybe to a pub or something and wear them, you're not going to look like a numpty. If I just look up how much they are, they're £135 if you want a pair of those as well. Once again, links below to all the things that I've talked about. Oh, mustn't forget, TMF shirt and TMF neck buff thing available on my website, www.themissingandflyer.com. Anyway, I'll stick links to all these down below. They are affiliate links at sports bike shops, so if you click on those, I do get a little kickback, so you benefit in the channel, but there'll be no extra cost to yourself, so we appreciate that. All right, speak to you again soon.